Hi, this is Chris Bates, and right now I'm going to give you a little video of me introducing one of my newest kits in which I'm going to be making my next batch of videos with, and it is the Tama Club-Jam kit, which is a 4-piece vintage size kit, which is really nice. And so far I've been spending countless of hours just replacing heads, trying to get it tuned to the way that I have to the point where I'm about to record. And also I'll be giving you a quick look as to how I mic my equipment and how I put together my recordings, so that in case if you guys are ever needing to get some recording equipment of any kind for your own YouTube videos or just for anything else in general, that you'll be able to get the proper stuff. So I'm about to take you on just a little brief tour and do some sound checks, and we'll just see how it all goes.
Well, now I am right behind the camera, so you cannot see me, but at least y'all are able to hear me. So just a little bit of a close-up here. So this is a 4-piece vintage set. The snare that you see right there is 13 by 7, I believe. And the tom is a 10 by 7. And the floor tom is a 14 by 7. The bass drum that you see in the middle there is 18 by 12. And also what's really cool about this is that along with the hardware that comes with it, this type of kit will leave you with only one less of a stand than what you would normally see on other types of drum sets. You would usually see this in a lot of vintage kits. And the reason why I'm saying that is because what I am pointing at right here, where my ride cymbal is, there is a stand which has an attachment right on the center right-hand side, which is really cool because it can pretty much hold various types of rides. However, I would not recommend like any heavy 22s, 23s, or even 24s. Well, not that I don't have them, but I have not even tried it on it yet. I think they may carry too much weight because this is a lightweight compact kit, and I like to travel a lot in it. And per usual, you also have your hi-hats, which they don't come with any other additional hardware. So if you're looking to get a kit like this, then some other stands and cymbals, you're gonna have to supply them yourselves. And for this kit, I have two 18 by 45 crashes. That one is just a regular ride, which is from the I series, as all of them are. This one, however, is my crash ride. So I have two different types of crash rides. That one is a 20, which is what I use for my main ride, although that is also a crash ride. And that's an 18 by 45 crash ride right there, which is really nice. And I have a thing for crash rides. You probably have seen them in the majority of my videos. And as far as the microphones go, I have a set of 8 mics, which are all part of the Superlux brand. That's exactly what it's called. There's a snare mic that I have here, and there are also 2 other mics that I have on each of my toms, as you can see right there. And there is a condenser mic designed for the hi-hat, which is pointed in a way where it can be as close to where you would like to have it. That is as close where I would like to have it. And over here, you can see the condenser mics that I have designed for my overhead cymbals. I actually have 2 of these, but since I'm playing with a smaller kit like this one, there is only 1, and I am in no need for 2. And as I'm walking over here, you can see my bass drum mic, which is right in front of the actual head, which does not have a hole, but at least it's centered to the point where I can be able to get as much sound out of it as I can. And if I have to move it, I'll probably do that at a later time. However, this kit really does wonders, and it also comes with heads of its own. However, I also decided to get my own heads, especially for the kind of music that I play. The toms and the snare here, in case you may not notice, they're all Remo Ambassador coated. For the bass drum head, the one that's on the beater side, I just recently got this. It's a pinstripe head, which also came with a impact patch, so that the head can be able to be hit not as hard in order to break it, because they may not be as durable if you're just beating on it like crazy. So that's something that I would definitely not recommend, especially for pinstripe or power stroke heads, which is exactly what these can be identified as. What was really cool was that when I got it, it also came with a patch. So if you ever shop at Guitar Center, be sure to look for one of those power stroke heads with a patch on it in any one of the sizes. And they do make some for 18-inch bass drums. And so far when I tested it, it sounded really cool. So now I'm about to give it a shot, and you'll be able to hear how it sounds like without the recordings being on. So it'll just be acoustic, and then later on we'll see how it sounds while I actually got the recording on, and then we'll just see how it sounds from there. So we'll be back in a flash. So now that you already saw what the mics are connected to on the drums, we're going to be showing you the other end of where they are connected at for the recording process. Now, what you are looking at is a Behringer Euphoria UMC 1820, which has 8 XLR plugins for mic inputs. This could be good for XLR compatible instruments, and they're also made to the point where you can not only plug XLR cables, and if we can just take a slight look back here, the ones that do not have any plugins, well, this is what you would see for XLR cables, but in the center you can also see that you can also put 1/4-inch jacks in it, which would be good for pads, guitars, pianos, or any other instruments that would have plugins for inputs. And I'm still taking lessons on this, so I don't know the majority of the plugins as well as the outputs. However, these are exactly what I'm currently using for at the moment. And also on my laptop here, This is my Ableton software. I only have the 10th edition, the light version, which has about 8 channels for me to use, which is really good because that's exactly how much my interface has. And it's also USB compatible. So I got about 6 of the audio plugins because I got 6 microphones for my drums, and the 7th one, you probably can't get a real good look at it, and it hasn't even been armed yet. That is where I am placing my audio track, and however many channels that I use, the very last channel is bound to have the one that has the drumless track that I always play along with, and this is what I am always using right beside me, and I always have to look back to it because sometimes during the recording process it can cut in and out. So there are a lot of tricks that I've been learning as far as recording with this software, and it has done wonders for me. So in the near future I may need to upgrade. However, whenever you're looking at the videos, these are the only things that you do not see, which are the interface and my laptop, all of which are plugged in by itself. And where I am pointing my phone at is this music stand right here, which is where my tripod is. And since it's on a stand and the floor is really not sturdy, and it's really not the best looking floor, it has a tendency to vibrate and shake. And I haven't even found any bigger tripods to use, especially for my phone, because that is exactly what I use to put it on whenever I'm recording my videos. And if anybody has any ideas of any tripods that are out there that might be bigger than this, or definitely a lot taller than this, you can put them in the comments section, and I can definitely go search for it. It would be a real good help for me. So now we're going to get all of this stuff set up, and we're gonna do a little jam session to record with the new vintage kit.
So now that you've seen what the drum set sounds like when it's not on and when the microphones are then on, that is going to make all the difference whenever I'm putting my audio tracks together. Plus there's still going to be some tweaking and mixing, which is something that I'm still learning, just to make sure that my sound is just not so much out there. And so far it's still not the best thing for me to explain since I'm still learning it, but I'm pretty sure that you guys will appreciate the quality and as well as the effort that I'm trying to put into each and every single recording, especially since the last couple months when you guys have been looking at all of the other videos that I've done whenever I did not even get all of these mics here. You pretty much noticed the difference, what it sounds like when all of these mics are being turned on, being professionally recorded to the best of my ability, and with all of my drum sets that you have seen, they all have unique sounds, and I have to just be able to make sure that they all sound good to the point where it's going to be heard clearly, and so that you guys can be able to enjoy what you're hearing. So without further ado, I'm going to be ending this video so that I can begin the process of doing some more tracks with this little kit right here. So be on the lookout for them, and be sure to keep on drumming, keep on rocking, and I will see you all later.